Hey you guys, Happy New Year. Happy January, happy 2020. I am sitting down here doing my New Year's resolutions for the year 2020. If you guys have been following me for a few years now, this is my 9th year here on YouTube, and I do this every single year. I love to share with you guys what my goals, what my dreams, and my aspirations, intentions are for the upcoming year. And I also like to share with you guys kind of things that I learned in the previous year. I will let you guys know this is the 3rd time I filmed it. If you follow me on Instagram over here on Mish Person, then you saw that I went to edit my last filming session and the sound was completely off. So I'm using a different camera, different mic. This has been a struggle, but we're gonna do this right here, right now, because the older kids are at school and the twins are asleep. So I'm sitting here in my pajamas, that's what I call it with my kids, in my pajamas, and I have my Chick-fil-A salad here and a Diet Coke, and that's what we're gonna do. I just got done cleaning. Oh, my sister just tried calling. Anyway, let's start off with lessons I learned in the year 2019, shall we? I learned a lot. 2019 has a special place in my heart because it was a very difficult year in a lot of areas, but I grew a lot also in a lot of areas. You guys know I went to Thailand in January, so it was like a year ago. I wish I could be there again right now. It was our 10-year anniversary, and Brad and I have talked about going there for literally years. We saved up for years. It was our first big international trip, and it took us 10 years to get there, but we did it. And little did I know that I would be going to Thailand again in September with my parents, my brother and his family, to go visit my grandma, who was very sick, and we wanted to go see her because it had been a really long time. Both of those trips were completely different trips. The January one was very touristy. We went all over the country. It was very fun and relaxing. The September trip that we went to, we stayed in Bangkok, which is a big city, and it was just all about family. It was about eating good food. It was just about spending time with my grandma and learning so much about who my mom is and where my mom went to school and all these different things that I didn't know about before because I hadn't been to Thailand with my parents since I was 11 years old. And I'm almost 36, so you can only imagine just everything I was taking in. And when I was a kid, I was way too shy to speak in Thai, whereas now as an adult, I can just speak fluently, and so I can understand things, I can talk about things, I can ask questions to my aunt and my grandma. It was just a very fulfilling spiritual experience, and that's, if you guys remember, kind of when I stopped vlogging because I just wanted to like take it all in and just really not worry about filming for anything. But also I came home and I was just like, I need to focus on my family. I can never get this special time back. I'm gonna cry a lot in this video, by the way, because it was a very good and difficult year. So when I'm happy, I cry. When I'm sad, I cry. If you guys follow me, you know how it goes. So some of the things that I learned in 2019, I learned how important family is. That trip definitely solidified that, but also just with my children, and my kids are growing up and they're learning so much. They're asking very, very intellectual questions about a lot of different things. You know what I mean? Our religion. They're asking things about why people do things this way, or why people look like this, or what, just very deep things that you know are going to be stuck in their head. Because I remember asking my dad what this word meant, or what that meant, or why people do that, and that is ingrained in my memory from childhood. So I feel like definitely like a little bit of pressure to teach my kids the right things. This is their prime time of learning, especially. Will is 9, Max is 7, Molly's 4, and the twins are 2, and they're all just like sponges. And so not only is it like what I'm telling them, but it's how I'm living my life. And so I want to live my life so that they know that they are the most important thing to me. And if I'm working all the time and not focusing on them and not spending, you know, the time that I need to with them, then I don't feel like they're gonna feel that in the same way. And that being said, do I feel like people that work a lot, you know, because I have family members that work too. I'm not saying you're a bad parent if you work a lot, but I just feel like for me and the stress that my kind of work brings, I'm not there. I'm there physically, but mentally I'm not, you know what I mean? So it's just a whole different world that we can go into. But basically I learned how important family is, how important my children are, and how important it is for me to put them above everything, everyone. That is my number one thing, is raising my kids. That is the most important thing to me, more important than my personal social media gain or whatever. That is the most important thing to me. And I also learned about how important it is to put boundaries in my life and to say no where I need to, and it can be so difficult. And I lost some things, some very important things that were very important and dear to me in the year 2019. And very personal, obviously very painful, some of the most difficult times of my life in the last few months here. But I feel stronger than ever, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And you guys know I hurt my back really bad a couple of months ago. I think it was October. I went to the hospital because I couldn't walk. I was just in terrible pain, and I had a disc bulge, which made I was bedridden for a few days because I couldn't even walk, and just made me appreciate my physical health more than ever. And I can't exercise in the same way. And you guys know I love running, and I just don't know if I can do a lot of high impact things anymore. And so I have really dived into Pilates and yoga and cycling, things that I can do to exercise that won't hurt my joints and my back, because my back is so sensitive. So I learned how important it is to appreciate my physical health as well. I also learned how strong I am. This is the part that makes me emotional. Once again, it's been a very difficult year, and sometimes it's hard because I am a people pleaser. I've been a people pleaser my whole life, and I think some of that comes with being bullied as a child. And so once I get friends, or once I get people to like me, it's hard for me to stand up for myself and say no when it comes to anything in life. And this year I've learned that I am capable of doing that. I am capable of, you know, putting my foot down in business situations, in personal situations where, you know, it's when things aren't good for my mental or emotional state, I have to put my foot down. And it was a hard lesson to learn. Definitely very difficult, but I feel very good about it. And I feel like, once again, when I have my mental state in check and when I feel at peace, it's when I have all my ducks in the right order, if that makes sense. Because I realize so often I spend so much of my time worrying about things that are so trivial, things that won't really matter in the end. And that was a big lesson I learned this year. Now, going on to what I want to accomplish in the year 2020. I always have a journal. I always write it out. I'm not going to share all of them with you because some of them are very personal to me. But one of my biggest things that I like to share, and I guess I could talk about this in another video, is my health. And I have been criticized for wanting to take care of my health and trying different ways of eating and exercising, and that's fine. Everyone's going to have their opinion of that. But for me, I don't like to hear about the same thing over and over from every influencer I see out there. I like to try different things because I feel like we all can relate to different products or different systems or different ways of doing things. So as you guys know, I'm doing the WW or the My WW program, and I will have a video on that soon. And just spoiler alert, it has been incredible, and I am seeing so much success, and I feel incredible because it's not a diet. It's not a diet. I'm just gonna say it here. I eat pasta every day. I eat cheese every day. I have a treat every day. So I'm gonna leave it at that. But I'm taking care of my physical health in that way this year. And I want to get really, really into yoga and Pilates more because it's something I can do with my back and with my body. And tomorrow I'm actually going to my very first Pilates reformer class because my cousin Natalie told me, she has also a very bad back, maybe it runs in our family, that like really helped her back and really helped strengthen her core. So I'm excited to try that out this year. I also want to start a podcast this year, so more on that later. I want to organize an event for women this year. I feel like I have some very good ideas that I've been really wanting to execute, but every time I want to execute something, something comes up and that needs to come first. I want to organize my house, and I say this every year and I get okay and then I just fall back. But the twins are getting older and they will actually be in preschool in the fall, which is unbelievable because they'll be like 3.5, almost 4. So I feel like I'll have more time in my hands to do some of these things. Also, another thing that really rocked my world was in September, my sweet babysitter nanny, she had to move just kind of like suddenly. And Brad's job is insane right now. He's working a ton and there's just a lot thrown at me all at once. And I realized I'm strong because I'm taking care of my kids and trying to run everything by myself because Brad's gone all the time. And it was the first time since the twins have been in my life that I haven't had help in that way, because you guys know I would have help come a couple hours a week, a couple times a week. And now I've been on my own for a few months and it's been pretty stressful, but I'm doing it and I feel great about it. Another thing I want to do is I want to read my scriptures. You guys know I'm religious. I want to go on dates with my kids. This is a very, very big one here, is I want to be more positive in every way. And I know that's really hard because, and I used to be the biggest optimist in the entire world, like naively optimistic about everything. I would never let a bad thought come into my head. And I was so much happier. Now that's like one of my, oh, someone's texting me. That is one of my biggest goals this year, is to be as positive as possible. I also want to be more social and I want to be more proactive about hosting dinners at my house. I used to do this all the time before the twins came, and we're getting our basement finished right now actually. And I feel like that will allow for more space to entertain and have parties for the kids or have people over for dinner, that sort of thing. So that's one of my goals. I also want to make sure that I am never involved in a situation where there is negative gossiping. I mean, gossip is all negative, but I just don't want to be involved in gossip in any way, shape, or form. I have social media goals that I'm going to keep private. I want to enjoy life and I want to be happy and I want to enjoy this stage of my life. Every second of every day, I want to do that. And those are some of my goals. So I want you guys to let me know some of your goals for the year 2020. And I'm just excited. There's something about the new year that just really excites me. I'm just thankful for all of you who have still stuck around. I know I have been so on and off here on YouTube, and I totally get it. It's totally fine. Like, I wouldn't be coming back to a YouTuber that's not as consistent either. But I appreciate those who have stuck around and all the positive. You know, I share my personal stuff all the time when I'm dealing with things, and some influencers do, some influencers don't, but I always feel this big push to share my mental health journey with you guys, not for attention, but so I can help people. And I get messages from you all the time sharing your struggles and sharing your stories and your success with medication or different eating programs or different health things, and I love hearing from you. So please message me. I may not answer everything, but I see everything, and I really appreciate that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it inspired you to think about some things in your life that you want to do this year. Oh, and I forgot to say my word of the year. My word of the year is rise. And I chose rise because I want to rise above self-doubt. I want to rise above negativity. I want to rise early and get my workout in. I've been working out at 6 a.m., usually 5:30 or 5:45 actually. And I just want to rise above all the things that I did not enjoy in 2019 essentially. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know over on my Instagram or on my Facebook page what you guys are planning to do with this year, and we will see you guys soon. Bye!